Her 3 German shepherds never left her side. Not for a single second. Every time Lily laughed too hard, all 3 of them stood up, moved toward her, surrounded her until she stopped. Her father called it strange. Her mother called it love. They were both wrong about why. Lily was 3 years old, blue eyes, blonde hair, the kind of laugh that filled every room she walked into. She had never spent a single day without Rex, Bruno, and Shadow. 3 German shepherds, identical in every way that mattered, always together, always close, always watching. Everyone said it was beautiful. Everyone said it was normal. Laura believed it. Mark was less sure. It had started when Lily learned to walk. Wherever she went, they went. Kitchen, bedroom, backyard, bathroom, door. Always the 3 of them, always close. But the laughing, that was something else. The first time Laura noticed it, Lily was in the living room watching cartoons. She laughed at something on the screen. That big full laugh. The one that shook her whole body. All 3 dogs were on their feet before the laugh finished. Rex moved to her left. Bruno moved to her right. Shadow positioned himself directly in front of her. They stayed there until Lily stopped laughing. Then they lay back down. Laura watched from the doorway. She didn't say anything, but she didn't look away either. That evening she mentioned it to Mark. They do it every time she laughs hard. All 3 of them. Every single time. Mark looked at the dogs. Rex asleep by the couch. Bruno stretched across the doorway. Shadow curled at the foot of Lily's chair. They're overprotective, he said. It's not healthy for her or for them. They've always been like this. Exactly. Mark set down his fork. She's 3 years old, Laura. She can't laugh without 3 dogs surrounding her. That's not love. That's obsession. Laura looked at Rex's slow breathing. At Shadow's eyes half open, still watching Lily even in sleep. I don't think it's obsession, she said quietly. Mark didn't answer, but she could see it in his face. He'd already made up his mind. The pediatrician said the same thing. Some dogs bond very strongly with children. It's not uncommon. Dr. Mills smiled at Lily, who was busy stacking plastic cups on the floor. She's perfectly healthy, happy, thriving. I wouldn't worry about the dogs. They surround her every time she laughs, Laura said. Protective behavior. Completely normal for strongly bonded dogs. Dr. Mills handed Lily a sticker. If it bothers you, a dog trainer could help. Mark nodded. Laura said nothing. She watched Lily press the sticker onto her knee and giggle. She watched the doorway where Rex, Bruno, and Shadow were waiting in the car. She thought about what a trainer would do. She thought about what the dogs were doing. They felt different to her. She just couldn't explain why. Mark called the trainer 2 weeks later. He didn't tell Laura until it was done. Someone's coming Saturday. He'll work with them on boundaries. Teach them to give her space. Laura set down her coffee cup. You didn't ask me. I didn't think I needed to. You've seen it yourself. They won't let her breathe. They let her breathe fine, Mark? His voice was careful. 3 dogs interrupting our daughter every time she laughs is not normal. The pediatrician said trainer. I called a trainer. Laura looked at Lily in the backyard running in circles. Rex and Bruno following at her heels. Shadow watching from the porch. Okay, she said. She didn't mean it. The trainer came on Saturday. By the end of the session, all 3 dogs would stay on their beds when told. Mark watched with something like relief. The trainer packed up his bag. Good dogs. Strong instincts. The interrupting behavior during high excitement is interesting. Not aggression, more like intervention. Intervention? Mark repeated. Like they're trying to stop something from happening? The trainer shrugged. Probably just overprotective bonding. The command should help. He left. Mark turned to Laura. See? Fixable. Laura watched Rex on his bed, his eyes on Lily across the room, not relaxed, waiting. Sure, she said. 3 days later Lily was in the backyard. The dogs were inside. Mark had been consistent with the new boundaries. Lily was chasing a butterfly, her blonde hair catching the light, arms out wide, the way she always ran like the ground couldn't hold her. Running, laughing, that big full laugh that shook her whole body. Laura was watching from the kitchen window. Inside, Rex stood up from his bed, walked to the back door, pressed his nose against the glass. Bruno was beside him in seconds, then Shadow. All 3 at the glass watching Lily. The dogs had always interrupted her before it happened. Laura had never seen what came after until now. Lily laughed again, ran faster, and then she stopped. Stood completely still. Her eyes fixed on something that wasn't there. 1 second. 2 seconds. 3. Then she blinked, looked around, smiled at the butterfly, and ran after it again like nothing had happened. Laura's hand was on the door handle before she realized she'd moved. Behind her, Rex was scratching at the glass. Oh, urgent. She stood completely still. Her heart was going too fast. Mark, she said. Her voice came out wrong. Mark, come here. She didn't sleep that night. 2 seconds, 3 at most. Eyes fixed on nothing, then normal like a light that flickered and came back on. She picked up her phone, searched for a long time, and then she found it. Absence seizures in children. Brief episodes of staring, loss of awareness, 2 to 15 seconds. The child appears normal immediately after. Triggered by hyperventilation, laughing, running, excitement. Her blood ran cold. She read it again and again. She called Dr. Carter's office at 8 the next morning. She didn't tell Mark. Not yet. She needed to know first. Lily sat still better than Laura expected. The technician gave her a sticker. Lily pressed it onto her knee. Laura watched her daughter's small hands. That face that had never once looked sick. Dr. Carter called them both in on Thursday. Mark didn't know why they were there until they sat down. Laura watched his face change as Dr. Carter spoke. Lily has childhood epilepsy. Absence seizures. They typically last 2 to 15 seconds. The child stares briefly then continues completely normally. They're easy to miss. They're triggered by hyperventilation, laughing hard, running, physical excitement. The room was very quiet. The good news is childhood absence epilepsy responds very well to medication. Most children outgrow it entirely. Mark's hands were flat on his thighs. How long has she had this? Based on the EEG pattern, likely since she was a toddler. Laura closed her eyes. Since she was a toddler. Since she learned to walk. Since Rex and Bruno and Shadow had started following her everywhere. Mrs. Peterson, Dr. Carter said carefully. You mentioned your dogs, the behavior you described, interrupting her during laughing and running, positioning themselves around her. He paused. That is documented seizure alert behavior. Dogs can detect the physiological changes that precede a seizure. Changes in scent, in breathing pattern, in behavior seconds before the episode occurs. They were interrupting the trigger every single time. He looked at her steadily. Your dogs have been protecting your daughter from seizures for 3 years. Laura couldn't speak. She thought of Mark. Obsession. Not healthy. Fixable. I tried to separate them from her, she whispered. Dr. Carter looked at her. You didn't, he said. That's what matters. Mark stood in the doorway and looked at them for a long time. Rex looked back. Those steady, dark eyes, that face that had never stopped watching. Mark crossed the room slowly, got down on one knee in front of Rex. Rex didn't move. I called you obsessed, Mark said quietly. I brought someone in to teach you to stay back. His voice broke once. You were keeping her safe the whole time. Rex pressed his nose against Mark's hand. Mark's shoulders dropped. He put his hand on Rex's head and didn't move it. Bruno came closer, then Shadow. All 3 of them around him. 6 weeks later, Lily started her medication. The seizures stopped. On a Tuesday afternoon, Laura watched Lily in the backyard running, laughing, that big full laugh that shook her whole body. Rex lifted his head, watched her, and lay back down. Bruno didn't move. Shadow's eyes followed her once across the yard, then closed. Lily stopped running, looked at the 3 dogs on the porch. Walked over to them slowly, sat down cross-legged between them, put one hand on Rex, one hand on Shadow, her chin on Bruno's back. Stayed there for a long moment, then looked up at Laura. Mommy, she said, they're not worried anymore. She smiled. Can you feel it? Did this story touch your heart? If your dogs kept interrupting your child every time she laughed, would you have trusted them or tried to stop them? Yes or no? Write it in the comments right now. If this story moved you, like this video and subscribe. It means everything to us. Thank you for being here with us today. See you in the next video. Have a beautiful day.